The latest fallout from the national security breach in the Trump administration, a reporter mistakenly invited to a group chat about an attack on Yemen on a widely available messaging app.
And top intelligence officials face questions, as you can imagine, on Capitol Hill as the president defended his national security advisor. Our chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, has the latest for us. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. This morning, all eyes once again on the White House. This has been an extraordinary 24 hours with the president and some of his most senior cabinet officials trying to brush off this story by attacking the reporter Jeffrey Goldberg. But Goldberg did not seek out this explosive story. He was handed it. This morning, President Trump's national security team on the defensive, with Democrats now calling for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's resignation, the secretary trying to deflect any blame and downplay that extraordinary security breach, where Hegseth reportedly shared highly sensitive operational plans in a group chat about this month's U.S. attack on Iranian-backed Houthis.
Nobody's texting more plans. I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what we're directing. And I'm really proud of what we accomplished, the successful missions that night and going forward.
Just hours earlier, President Trump's national security advisor, Mike Waltz, saying the blame lies with him.
I take full responsibility. I built the group. Embarrassing, yes. But Pete and I are veterans. We know these operations. He has been an excellent Secretary of Defense.
In the White House with President Trump, Waltz unable to explain how journalist Jeffrey Goldberg from The Atlantic was invited into the chat group where war plans were laid out.
I've never met, don't know, never communicated with, and we are looking into and reviewing how the heck he got into this room.
President Trump last night in an interview with Newsmax with his own theory.
What it was, we believe, is somebody that was on the line with permission, somebody that was with Mike Waltz, worked for Mike Waltz at a lower level, had, I guess, Goldberg's number or called through the app, and somehow this guy ended up on the call.
Goldberg says it was Waltz himself who added him to the chat on the app Signal, where he says he saw texts from Hegseth that laid out specific war plans, saying the plan included precise information about weapons packages, targets, and timing.
There was no classified information, as I understand it. They used a app, if you want to call it an app, that a lot of people use, a lot of people in government use, a lot of people in the media use.
Signal is an encrypted commercial messaging app, but it's not clear to transmit classified information or presumably highly sensitive war plans. National security officials are told to rely instead on secure rooms at the White House and elsewhere. In 2021, a Pentagon internal watchdog report found Signal to be an unauthorized means of communicating sensitive information and breached the department's records retention policies. Goldberg had not released further details of the text, believing it was inappropriate given the context. But with the administration denying there was classified material, it now puts pressure on the journalist. On a podcast, Goldberg suggesting he may go through proper channels now to release those texts publicly.
Just because they're irresponsible with material doesn't mean that I'm going to be irresponsible with this material.
But even though the Trump administration is trying to deflect blame, Democrats on the Hill are pressing for accountability, grilling intelligence officials on Tuesday.
This is utterly unprofessional. There's been no apology.
It's an embarrassment. Senator, you need to do better. You need to do better.
Demanding answers from the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and CIA Director John Ratcliffe, two officials who were on that signal chain. Georgia Senator John Ossoff suggesting the lapse could have put American troops at risk.
They're talking about the timing of U.S. airstrikes, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and therefore the timing of sending U.S. air crews into hostile airspace, correct?
Yes.
The growing scandal even has some Republicans breaking ranks with the administration.
What do you make of the White House saying that no war plans were shared, criticizing the reporter?
That's baloney. I don't think they ought to just be honest and own up to it. Gabbard and Ratcliffe will be back on the Hill today facing more questions, and the controversy could grow. The White House confirming this morning that Elon Musk's team is now involved in efforts that the White House says will make communications more secure and efficient. Robin?
So many layers to this story. All right, Martha, thank you.